Today, we will begin our classic book series with the Classic Collector's Edition of Gray's Anatomy. This has 780 illustrations with 172 in color. Descriptive and Surgical Anatomy. In this enumeration, the palata are included as separate bones, but the smaller sesamoid bones and the ossicular auditus are not reckoned. The teeth belong to the tegumentary system. These bones are divisible into four classes: long, short, flat, and irregular. The long bones are found in the limbs, where they form a system of levers, which have to sustain the weight of the trunk and to confer the power of locomotion. A long bone consists of a shaft and two extremities. The shaft is a hollow cylinder, contracted and narrowed to afford greater space for the bellies of the muscles. The walls consist of dense, compact tissue of great thickness in the middle, but becoming thinner toward the extremities. The spongy tissue is scanty, and the bone is hollowed out in its interior to form the medullary canal. The extremities are generally somewhat expanded for greater convenience of mutual connection, for the purposes of articulation, and to afford a broad surface for muscular attachment. Here the bone is made up of spongy tissue with only a thin coating of compact substance. The long bones are not straight but curved, the curve generally taking place in two directions, thus affording greater strength to the bone. The bones belonging to this class are the clavicle, humerus, radius, ulna, femur, tibia, fibula, metacarpal and metatarsal bones, and the phalanges. Short bones, where a part of the skeleton is intended for strength and compactness, and its motion is at the same time slight and limited. It is divided into a number of small pieces united together with ligaments, and the separate bones are short and compressed, such as the bones of the carpus and the tarsus. These bones, in their structure, are spongy throughout, excepting at their surface, where there is a thin crust of compact substance. The patella also, together with other sesamoid bones, are some regarded as short bones. Flat bones, where the principal requirement is either extensive protection or the provision of broad surfaces for muscular attachment, we find the osseous structure expanded into broad flat plates, as is seen in the bones of the skull and the shoulder blade. These bones are composed of two thin layers of compact tissue, enclosing between them a variable quality of cancellous tissue. In the cranial bones, these layers of compact tissue are familiarly known as the tables of the skull. The outer one is thick and tough, and the inner one thinner, denser, and more brittle, and hence termed the vitreous table. The intervening cancellous tissue is called the diploe. The flat bones are the occipital, parietal, frontal, nasal, lacrimal, vomer, scapular, os innominatum, sternum, ribs, and patella. The irregular or mixed bones are such as, from their particular form, cannot be grouped under either of the preceding heads. Their structure is similar to that of other bones, consisting of a layer of compact tissue externally and of spongy cancellous tissue within. The irregular bones are the vertebra, sacrum, coccyx, temporal, sphenoid, ethmoid, malar, superior maxillary, inferior maxillary, palate, inferior turbinated, and hyoid. We will continue this in the next video. Smash that like button.